some very, very special guests with me today.
Good waving, Gemma.
Oh, she's waving. Yes, she's waving actually a fistful of, can you tell us what you're feeding her today?
Squash and lentils.
Squash and lentils.
So,
So
veggies.
what I wanted to talk to Marj about and see if Marj could maybe share is how she incorporates healthy food into her children's diets. They're vibrant, they're healthy, they're so happy and gorgeous, and they're eating really, really well. So one thing we were talking about is when they were little babies, she was using avocado and bananas
to start, to introduce,
and mashing them up. High calorie foods, higher fat foods. Babies need fat for their brain development. She was adding coconut oil to their smoothies. She was blending juices and with fruit, making green smoothies, and they love this stuff. So if you don't feed your children those creamed cereals that the doctors recommend, Marj was telling me this, the doctors recommend creamed cereals and teething biscuits that are made of wheat and sugar. No, we don't want those. So if you don't feed them those types of foods from the beginning, they won't necessarily, feel that desire for them or crave them. They won't be used to those artificial ingredients. Basically, they'll be used to the real foods, and children naturally gravitate towards things like fruits and veggies. I know I'm doing all the talking here so far. Her toddler, her other child is a little boy, and he's been asking her lately for
nuts.
For nuts.
So we're going with that, yeah.
So they're going with that. He's telling them basically what they need. So anyways, I'm fascinated by that. I want to ask Marj now just a couple ideas with regards to what she feeds her kids that they like, that are really healthy foods too, in terms of their overall nutritional bang.
Oh, she's going to go for that.
And is it okay?
Yeah, she wants to.
So she has this like creamed, what was it? Lentils?
Squash and lentils, actually from the book that we mentioned in the previous video, Sprout Right.
There is another video that's going to be up on YouTube as well, but this was the book we were talking about.
Butternuts,
Yeah, Sprout Right, and they've basically used this as a guide in terms of their children's diets and making sure that they're getting all the ingredients into the foods and all the minerals and vitamins that the kids need through healthy foods. As
so
opposed
just
to
good to have a
processed
book on hand as reference. I don't know if I, need some more ideas of what to serve baby and what is, safe, as opposed to not feeding them foods with high allergens or whatever.
So that you can feel confident that they're getting what they need. Yeah.
So now I just made her bananas with prunes and chia seeds, so she's going for that because it's nice and sweet. And that's what she likes.
That's pretty amazing. If we just talk about that for a minute. So she's got this lentil mix. She does a lot of the smoothies and that kind of thing. This mix that she's made, as you can see, she loves this food. It's bananas and what? Prunes.
Yeah.
So good source of complex carbohydrate and energy through the banana. Potassium, really important that babies stay hydrated, especially because they're not going to be drinking a liter of water like we are a day. Breastfeeding, Marj was saying, is obviously a great way to make sure they're getting enough of their of that hydration, and breastfeeding in general, obviously just the best start you can give your children. But this is brilliant. Chia seeds, omega-3, really good for
hydration, good
brain development as well. So what an amazing mixture that she's created here.
Calcium.
And Gemma clearly is in approval of that. Is there any other tip that you can think of that's been helpful for you in terms of feeding these guys healthy?
Go with what how their nature is. My son would not feed himself like this, but she's very efficient. She feeds herself, so we're doing baby-led weaning essentially. So she didn't have a lot of purees. I couldn't get a lot in her that way. So I just feed her through hydration and stuff by stewing some stuff and then adding some chunky, lumpy stuff in. She's 9 months now, so she can have more chunky stuff.
Okay.
So she enjoys it.
But you would say the book has been a good guide in terms of that too.
Definitely.
So get a good resource like that, and so that you feel confident that you're covering the bases. And also, I think it's something to be really proud of that you've been able to raise these kids on real food and healthy food, and they're doing so clearly well. with that. What was just that last thing you said? Baby-led weaning?
Yes.
What is that? In case people don't know. I don't know really what that is.
It's more like a theory, maybe? I mean,
Okay.
I haven't done too much research on it, but it's basically letting your child have food for themselves so they can feed themselves. It lets them explore food.
Okay.
It lets them taste different tastes. It lets them
So
develop their swallowing reflux faster, and good for like to chew, because with purees sort of maybe they get used to just swallowing and gulping food, so it allows them just to taste more. She's exploring, good for sensories, and essentially it leads them to eat more, a better appetite.
Yeah.
And they know how much they want to consume,
that's really
so
cool.
they do it themselves.
It's kind of like intuitive eating.
Yes.
For children.
Yes.
So let them pick.
Yeah.
And often
choose and tell you
they
what
will
they want.
pick foods from nature.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for this. Say bye, Gemma.
Say bye.
She's like, I'm busy. I'm eating this amazing food that my mom made me that's so healthy and awesome. There we go. See you next week, guys.